Greg VanMeer is one of more than 1,000 farmers who have paired up with certified crop advisors and professional agrologists to complete the Farmland Health Checkup since 2015. VanMeer and his family operate VanMeer Farms in Tillsonburg, Ontario. They grow mostly corn, soybeans, wheat, and rye across a 50-mile radius that includes 3 different townships. The Farmland Health Checkup offers farmers like VanMeer a unique opportunity to improve soil health and water quality. It's designed to help assess on-farm environmental risks in 10 different challenge areas. After completing the Farmland Health Checkup, VanMeer was able to tap into funding to plant cover crops to reduce soil erosion and water runoff, improve nutrient management, and build soil organic matter.
Our commitment to cover crops is, I use the word legacy. We're trying to build legacy farms that can be passed on to the next generation. So how do we do that? We try to incorporate cover crops into our sandy soils at certain rates, and we try to keep the nutrients in place throughout the winter and stuff, stabilize water runoff and soil erosion with wind in the springs. So those are some of the tactics that we're using cover crops for. And also with the heavy soils, we're able to use different rates of cover crops to take the place of tillage. And that's really one of the bigger steps we've tried to make with it.
VanMeer explains how VanMeer Farms worked with its agronomist to develop and execute a management strategy that relies heavily on cover crops.
It is a lot of work to get a good plan, especially on multiple farms, because every farm is different. So we worked with our agronomist, Tony Bockwell, and with the Farm Health Checkup, just go through and find farms that are low in phosphate, right? So we can do like manure application and stuff, and then the cover crops fit in there nicely as well.
VanMeer Farms has tapped into funding to help plant cover crops for the past 3 years. Cover crops are chosen based on program eligibility and planted strategically based on crop rotation.
The system's different between corn and beans and wheat and rye. Everything has its own kind of special recipe. Predominantly we use oats behind cereals. The fall freezes it off. And rye is pretty much our go-to as far as corn and soybeans go. It has a great growth in the fall when it's put in later behind corn. And it also takes off really good in the spring. So we get the most benefit from rye. We have about 75% of our acres with cover crops in. The spring planting would be strip till and then no-till soybeans into the cover crops. And then from there we work on termination plans, timing of termination with the cover crops, risk factors on soil types, things like that.
VanMeer credits the Farmland Health Checkup with helping identify environmental challenges on the farm, as well as solutions. He says cover crops will play a key role in reducing soil erosion, protecting water quality, and increasing crop yield.
In the future, I would say, and now they're both relevant, water runoff is one of our major ones. Keep the soil where it's supposed to be at on top of the hills, and then just keep building soil organic matter, right? That's what we're trying to fix here, I guess, is building the lack of organic matter, and that makes us more resilient with the extreme weather patterns that go on more often. So whether it's excessive rain or excessive drought, we seem to weather it a lot better with cover crops in our system. We're just going to continue to keep building as we see our yields increasing quicker than the Ontario average by 10%. So I think we're on the right path.
Visit ontariosoilcrop.org for a list of CCAs and professional agrologists who are eligible to conduct the Farmland Health Checkup. The checkup was developed by the Soils team at the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs. It is funded in part by the governments of Canada and Ontario under the Sustainable Canadian Agricultural Partnership, a federal, provincial, territorial initiative.